Hello students, welcome back. There are some questions which asked during the examination like Matthew Arnold on grand style. And before this video there is another video on Matthew Arnold about the lecture. So this is a small topic of grand style, that what he say about grand style. So it is also known as high style. Grand style is also known as high style, and it is a term used by English poet Matthew Arnold. And this style is highly ornamented style with stylistic devices such as metaphors and similes, as well as the use of personification. So, in poetry, the grand style may feature rhyming couplet in which the two lines of a section rhyme. This creates a sense of control by the narrator of a poem or speaker. The grand style is mostly used in speeches and can be used to influence an audience around a particular belief or ideology. So, Matthew Arnold described the term grand style in a series of lecture he gave on translating Homer. This term also relates closely to what Longinus called as sublimity. So, according to Matthew Arnold, grand style, in on his expert lecture on translating Homer, last word, Matthew Arnold describes the grand style in a following word. Like he say, I think it will be found that the grand style arises in poetry when a noble nature, poetically gifted, treated with simplicity or with the severity a serious subject. So, for the grand style to occur, there must be three things. There should be a nobility of soul, subject or action chooses must be serious enough, and third, the treatment should be severe or simple. He says the noble nature and poetic gifted, according to Arnold, the poet should have noble nature and should be poetically gifted to achieve the grand style, just like there can be no sublimity without the sublime thoughts and sublime emotions issuing from the sublime heart. In the same way, the grand style can't be reached in its full potential without a noble heart with the lofty thoughts and ideas. So, to achieve the grand style, a person needs to be noble, and have a good character. He should be well educated, well experienced, and he should possess an enlightened soul. The poets need to be gifted. He needs to have the skill needed to truly affect the reader with the grand style. For this purpose, Arnold gave an example of Newman. According to him, Newman has a zeal for learning, zeal for thinking, zeal for liberty, and all these things are noble. They ennoble a man, but he does not have a poetical gift. The poetical gift or the divine faculty is just as necessary as the noble nature. So, it talks about the subject. Arnold definition for the grand style, a trivial subject cannot bear the weight of grand style. It should be serious and grand enough to bear the weight of the grand style. The action or situation to be treated under grand style must have the power to please, to move, to elevate. It must powerfully appeal to the great primary human affections, to those elementary feelings which subsist permanently in the race and which are independent of time. He discussed about the simplicity and severity. The grand style is a statement of a serious subject with simplicity or severity. He says that severity arises from saying a thing with the kind of intense compression or in an elusive, brief, almost haughty ways, as if the poet's mind were charged with so many and grave matters that he would not deign to treat any one of them explicitly. So, the word severity seems to indicate that certain restraint or control in words or style. Arnold attributes simplicity to Homer and the severity to Milton. The verses capable of achieving the grand style, he says that there are only two forms of verses capable of achieving. First is the heroic couplet or blank verse. Heroic couplet consists of pairs of rhyme lines while the blank verse is unrhymed. Both comprises line 10 syllables long, typically in iambic pentameter. And the second form he stated as the dactylic hexameter, the form employed by Homer and Virgil. He says that the greatest the ancient with the masters of grand style, and its greatest practitioner were Homer in Greek and Dante in Latin and Milton in English. To and all, Homer is the best model of simple grand style, while John Milton the best model of severe grand style. Dante, however, is an example of both. So he advises the modern poet to study and analyze their subject and subject matter if they seek to develop grand style in their own writing. So, on the conclusion, we say that grand style is vaguely defined term of Matthew Arnold. It is defined as arising from a certain number of different things, but Arnold does not actually elaborate on what does the actual term means. So, the grand style remain one of the most ambiguous of Arnold idea, a fact which Arnold himself acknowledges in on translating Homer by saying that one must feel in it in order to know what it is, but having certain well elaborated and specific qualities. So the grand style can be easily distinguished between the and in between the poetic works. So this is a short video on grand style. I hope you like this video and please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.